right, so do you mind introducing yourself to everybody?
Well, I'm Kimber Brantley. And
Hi.
I am the Blount County, Tennessee feral and homeless cat TNR trapper, full-time. I am the only full-time trapper in this county, so you can imagine that my workload is pretty high. I do have a lot of part-time people that volunteer, and I appreciate the help. But that's what I do full-time. That's my job, and I love it, making a difference. Well, it's a lot of work. I go out and I trap. I use live traps to trap these feral kitty cats and homeless cats that need to be fully vetted, which is all their shots and spayed or neutered, and I re-release them back to their caretaker. Most of these do have caretakers, which is great. They are feeding and monitoring these cats, but they really can't do what they're doing until I'm doing. They have to do it in conjunction with what I'm doing, because I'm controlling the population of the colony, so there's no more kitty cats being born, and then they're actually the caretaker.
One thing I just wanted to hit on real quick, you mentioned, what's the difference between a feral cat and just a homeless cat?
Feral cat is usually born out into an area where there's no people contact, maybe a caretaker, but that's about it. Very wild. They're still a domestic cat, and that's one thing that people get confused, is that they get really scared of feral cats, and actually they are a domestic cat that's had no guidance, no love. Homeless cat is usually one that's either lost in the mix, somebody's let out into a colony, and sometimes they're scared, but they're not feral. So a lot of times, and there's Megan, a lot of times I can get them in carriers, and sometimes I have to trap them because they're scared. Right here.
Right here's a place, huh?
Yes. I believe it is. White house, green shutters, chain link fence.
Looks like a chain link fence to me.
Yes.
Hey, Kimber. Nice to meet you.
You too.
Yeah.
This is Megan.
Hi. Megan.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
She's a trapper too.
Yeah, Mitch Davis. Nice to meet you, sir.
Mitch?
Yeah.
And this is Jim. He's got about 15
Yeah.
feral cats.
You say you're the cat man of Madison Avenue, you say.
That's what everyone calls
So
it.
everyone calls you.
Yeah.
But you say you feed the cats.
I do. At one time I had 26 cats. And
They're all feral or all homeless, or?
well, yeah, I suppose homeless, and the 26 amount was, I had a lot of kittens at one time. We had probably had three litters, and I have a lot of neighbors that they don't really leave their house a lot. I guess they're a little bit, they're older people, and they don't get out as much, so they don't really feed the cats. So if not me, who? I'm just curious to know what happens.
Yeah. So am I.
Good.
If you want, we'll just set them down if you want to keep grabbing them. That way we can get these set up quickly.
Kimber, I'm gonna go ahead and set mine up too. cuties.
So, Miss Kimber, our viewers at home might be wondering why we can't just walk up and grab these cats by the scruff and just kick them in the trap ourselves or whatever.
Well, they're not tame, that's why. Without a lot of people contact, they don't have a high trust level. And for the safety of the person, that's why we use the live traps. It doesn't hurt them, cover, slowly calm down. But I would never recommend trying to pick up a feral cat. Chances of you getting it first are very slim, but if you do, it's probably going to hurt you pretty bad. Just trying to get away, not to be vicious, it's just trying to get away from you.
So you would not recommend viewers try this at
Absolutely not.
home? Right.
So with feral kittens, we do it with feral kittens when we have to, and that can be interesting too, but they're a lot smaller, so we can handle them a lot better. So. Well, let's see. I live in Friendsville, actually, which is still Blount County. And I'm married. I have 2 adult children that live elsewhere. And cats and actually animals have been my passion. Cats have really been my passion because of the need of help. Definitely. You see a lot more homeless cats than you do dogs, of course.
And why is that, would you say? Why do you see more homeless cats than dogs?
Well, I think it's because, I mean, first of all, dogs have a higher, if we go back to shelters, dogs have a higher success rate of adoption than cats do. If you take a kill shelter, for example, they'll have like a 99% save rate on dogs, but a 30% on cats. You know, so there's so many cats out there just because of the spay and neutering, and they have such multiple litters, and people, it's just about being responsible, being very responsible. And people have to remember that these cats that are homeless and that are feral all starts with an irresponsible human.
So tell me about the city ordinance.
Oh, well, I am the Blount County trapper, but the city ordinance has laws against what I do for the most part. Now I can legally trap in the city. I cannot legally return cats to the city, which is actually a problem. You know, animal control really doesn't want these feral cats, and they have good caretakers. So to get them under control in the city is wonderful. People are needing help in the city.
What city are we talking about?
City of Maryville.
City of Maryville.
And City of Alcoa, a little more lenient with what I do, but City of Maryville is definitely, it's against, their ordinance what I do. So, to let people know that, I'm there to help, but there are certain guidelines,
Well, what you're doing here is obviously a very good thing,
Yes.
but so why would they possibly be against
They don't-
that?
Because once the cats are caught, they don't want them back in the city.
Well, what would they have you do with them?
That's a good question. Because if I'm trapping, we have barn programs, but we don't have a lot of farms falling out of the sky for us. The farms are depleting all the way around, the United States. So that's a good question because they just don't want them back. So there's a problem with that, and that needs to change. And it also needs to change that the caretaker, see, in the city, once somebody starts feeding a cat, they're your cat. That's the law. So if you have a colony of cats, they expect you to have a city tag, a rabies tag, and all this stuff on these feral cats, and it's like, that's kind of impossible. Initially, when they're TNR, we could put them on, but I guarantee you they wouldn't stay on forever. So, people should not be fined for feeding cats, especially when they're trying to do the right thing. These cats have nowhere to go.
Well, they're considered wildlife.
Yeah, and they're considered wildlife, and so
Even though they're a cat.
what I would like to change is to allow me to do what I do, any trapper, and re-release to a responsible caretaker. And most of them are. They've been over backwards to save these cats and feed them. So, and to re-release them and actually microchip these cats. So that way if one strays and it gets caught by animal control, it can be scanned and go, oh, that cat belongs on Stanley Street. And he's no threat to anybody. And one of the important things that we do when we do cats, we ear tip. And it's always the left ear. And ear tipping is an indication that the cat has been fully vetted.
What was that, man?
It's universal.
It's universal. So the cat's been fully vetted, and we also use it when we're doing big colonies. We can see who we've already got. The main thing is that it's a sign of that they were fully vetted.
Yeah, you mean so basically when a cat is captured and everything's gone through, they've been spayed and or neutered, spayed or neutered.
Yes.
They get their ear clipped. Which ear? Which ear?
The left
Left ear.
And it's just the tip of it. So that is a universal sign that those cats.
Doesn't hurt the cat.
No, they're under sedation.
They're completely under
Yes.
sedation.
Right.
Yes. So that's my main thing with the city. I would love to be able to do what I do, and re-release the cats, and do it legally, and help these people and help these cats. So. And then another aspect of the city, or actually the law period, with the county and the city is that I want people to know that it is against the law to kill a cat. Okay? And I stress that because I do get a lot of threats. If you don't come get them, I'm going to kill them. The scenario. The people know I TNR, but they want me to remove them. So I do a lot of talking, a lot of educating, and 90% of the time these people see the light. It may take a couple days, but they end up calling me and going, I get it. And that's the best feeling, because they go, I get it, yeah, let's move forward. But you still have the ones that want to take matters in their own hands, and it is against the law to kill a cat, and it's against the law to relocate a cat, because they are considered wildlife when they're feral. So there's a lot going on with kitty cats in the law, but my main goal is to change the city ordinance so I can do what I do humanely, and so they won't be euthanized.
So how many did we get total for?
4 so far, yeah.
We're just gonna leave the traps here overnight, or?
No, I don't ever leave my traps.
Okay.
Yeah. I do, I guess I take that back. I do with the responsible caregiver, which he is. But I don't know what the weather's going to do. Just like that. Make sure that everybody's got some air coming in. Just a little bit. I know, honey. I know. It's all right.
Yeah, I'll let them know. Now I'm sure they probably did that for my bag.
These kitties in live traps, but there are other reasons why they get taken out of the live.
Do you
traps
have a
in
net?
cages. I have a net right here, and I can get her. But if she's just gonna zonk
Yeah,
out
she's
in a
getting ready to
minute,
pass out.
we'll make it less stressful for her.
Do I have a page 4? I've got everything up to page 3, darling.
See, when you see that, that's
We have 29.
Drag
There's
it
one
out.
left on page 3, so.
So we are at 29. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Just making sure I got my stuff ready.
you just go get down that little video. That one too many.
Okay. If you need it, I'm gonna put that right there.
That one's Sparrow?
I think so.
Oh, how beautiful.
Maybe.
It's getting its shit clipped ear, too.
Oh,
I know.
oh, I can't walk anymore. We get a few drinks. Whoa.
One tequila too many.
Whoa.
Come on, you're really sweet.
Isn't it gorgeous?
You're very sweet.
It's a shame it's gotta go back. Oh, dear.
Well, there's lots of kitties out there that are gorgeous that can't have to go back.
I had a whole litter of Siamese before,
Hopefully,
and they were all
we're
feral.
putting a stop.
But we kept the kittens, got them soon enough, and we saved the kittens. Fixed mom and dad and put mom and dad back out. So I'm wondering if I can pick her up yet.
I would not. She just cut me out.
People coming in.
You want a towel?
Let me see if I just got
Or you do the nets? Okay.
Okay.
I've got this. It's definitely Chris. You're probably full time. Just trying to find out where to get it out.
Can I get an? Oh, I gotta get a footage of this. Yeah.
Wow, she is full time.
Run into spay and neuter, you know what I mean?
Well, you know, I've noticed from our paperwork, we're getting a lot of people from Blount County and
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Sevier County.
You know what else we did that?
Oh, okay.
So after we scrub their belly, we put a nice sterile drape on them. I get my tools ready, my instruments. Try to start with as small of an incision as I can. Doesn't always stay that way, but the smaller the incision, the less room there is for infection when they go back out in the streets. So first thing I try to do when I open the body is hook the uterus. We have this special hook. It's called a spay hook. Some ingenious veterinarian invented it but didn't patent it, and I think he died a poor man, unfortunately. But it's one of the most important tools we have. Is that little hook. So I hook the uterus, and I pull out the ovary. I free it up, because it's got a nice tense ligament on it. Tie off the vessels. I don't have to narrate, but if you want me to, I can.
Alright, I'm probably not going to put audio on this.
You didn't get that.
He did.
Nasty. Maybe we need an editor. You bad boy. Alright, this is the
They came to us feral, and we've tamed them down. And if we can get them very, very tamed, they will get homes. This little baby girl right here, and we can find a home for her anytime. Kimber, I think, caught him, Kimber or Cindy, one of the ladies back here, caught him when she was trapping. And he did not have a really good place to go back to, so we kept him because he turned out not to be feral, but to be friendly. So a lot of these kitties come to us through the feral program. We just don't want to put them back where they came from for whatever reason. Generally, they're not going to get any tending at all, or if they can be adopted out because they're social. What? Moving the bed he was in. And you can see the tip deer on that kitty because we thought